Morning everyone, I am OTR Outlaw, and today a little something different here. I had some stuff I had to do, some commitments. Saturday I had to move one of my trucks and move some trailers around for the place that I have my other truck at. And I guess my buddy decided, oh no, I'm just gonna book him a load after we agreed that, hey, Saturday I gotta get stuff done. So today we're gonna be driving down. I'm gonna clean out his truck of all my gear and come back home. So I will be looking for another place to lease onto now, I guess. Anyways, got to move out of the way for trash man there. Put my seatbelt. We decided, let's go ahead and let my charger stay on it all night. So we let it stay on night. I did a boost charge. And yeah, when I got back Saturday, turned the key, and within one rotation, that truck just fired up. Now this truck that I had to move was my 2009 Volvo V&L 780. The one that was in an accident. Actually, I think I may attach the video of the accident from the dash cam so y'all kind of see what happened there. But now I've had it in storage, that way I'm not keeping it at the house, making my neighbors mad, you know. Having two trucks there, post office person gets really upset having to move around. So where I got everything right now with just the one truck, they've all been happy with. So I'm not trying to make nobody mad. Why don't I park it in my driveway? Well, my house is new. The driveway I don't think is thick enough, so I don't park my truck in my driveway. You may have seen on some of the previous videos, when I'm going home, I'm backing up to my house. Reason I do that is if I'm not willing to park or pull into my driveway, why would I do that to somebody else's property? So that's why I do that. Yeah, the Volvo, she fired right up Saturday, which was great. Then I had to move trailers around, basically RVs and all that of other people, so I had to get that done. Use the Volvo for it. It just has front end damage as far as the bumper and the hood needs to be replaced. Of course, I got no bumper, just bumper brackets. But yeah, the thing fired up. I'll tell you what, people can say what they want about, you know, Volvos and this and that, but I mean, I dumped $75,000 on a new motor, transmission, rear end, custom drive shaft, rear diff, all new bags, all new brakes, brake chambers, slack adjusters, you name it. But that thing is flipping comfortable inside. I'm not talking the driver's seat comfortable, I'm talking about the amenities of the bed and breakfast sleeper. I always left the kitchen table up, so that way I can, you know, eat, play on my laptop, cook, do whatever. Great. I always, you know, slept up top. It's always worked out really well for me until my accident. But yeah, I guess after starting that truck up and moving it around, kind of got me missing the old girl. Now, the reason I didn't fix the truck is I wanted a paper log truck, because I knew if I'm gonna stop doing open deck stuff, where e-logs was never an issue, to doing reefer loads, I wanted to be on paper logs. That way I'm not missing out on opportunities for pickup or deliveries. It just seemed to work out better for me that way. I'm not saying I drove illegal or did anything illegal. It works out better that way. And for those that know. So yeah, I'm thinking about once I find out where I can drive or lease onto, I guess I'll be going that route. So what I'm doing is we're going to Springfield today. We're going to go to the yard. I'm going to start cleaning all my gear out of the truck. My buddy's not replying to any of my text messages or phone calls, so I'm not going to be sitting here waiting for him hand and foot. You know, the only person he should really be upset about is himself when we agreed on Thursday that I would be ready to go out Sunday. And with that conversation on Thursday, I already had plans all made. Let him know, hey, I'll get my truck moved, I'll get all them RVs moved. I understand you have, you're redoing your lot, and you got to have them things out of the way because you're expanding. You got crews out, it costs you money. So I had to do it. It's not that I, you know, chose to do it. I had to do it. He had construction already started, and this stuff had to be moved. So, and I told him I would be home, and I can get that done, and confirmed it on Thursday night with them, letting them know, yep, I'll get it done, I'm home, we're good. And then Friday morning, my buddy got me that load that picks up on Saturday. And I told him, like, look, I got things I got to do. I've already made plans from when we last communicated, and I got to get that done. And then he's like, well, I can pick the load up for you if you can deliver. Hey, that'll be great. And then later on Saturday, he just says, do whatever, I took care of the load. So, okay. So I messaged him back. I'm like, all right, well, what's the game plan? What's going on? Nothing. Been completely ghosted. So I've tried calling him, get his voicemail. All right, I'm not going to be playing these games with you. You know. So, yes, that's where I'm at now. Reached out to a couple people that I could lease the Classic onto, and I may go see about driving for another small company. I will never ever drive for a mega carrier. They don't pay, they do micromanagement, which is great if you're a newbie and you need to know how to do your job. I've been doing this for over 20 years. And so yeah, I don't need to be micromanaged. I do my job and I do it very well. So I just hate having to do this, but I've been waiting for them for the past couple months to get my apportion plates, get the vinyl, get the IFTA. He's just been dragging his feet, and I've been fine with it. You know, like I said in one of my other videos, the amenities that the Coronado has that the Classic doesn't have right now, meaning an APU. I really like having the APU where I don't have to run the truck. I do not have like a Zero Breeze Mark III or Mark II or any of them that I can run to help keep the truck cool. I don't want to idle the truck. You know, yeah, it's got 193,000 miles on the in-frame. She sounds amazing. I really wish the audio on the GoPro or on my phone would really capture how kick butt that sound is. I mean, that turbo just screams, and yeah, the exhaust is super loud. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to drive. That's what I fell in love with trucking back in 1999, 2000. That's how I fell in love with trucking. Yeah, this is a different kind of video. Figured this is what I'm driving here is a F350 diesel truck. I've had this truck for a while. I've had a Chevy 3500 HD, which was junk, brand new truck, believe it was a 2021 that I bought in 2020. That truck couldn't even make 18,000 miles. Already went through a couple injectors, and then I dealt with having a cracked head for about a year and a half, 2 years before Chevy finally authorized the dealership to pull the head off to see why am I going through a gallon of coolant a day, which of course was increasing my DEF expense because it was a DEF truck. But yeah, it took them so long. They finally got the head replaced because when they popped it off, I guess like 3 or 4 gallons of coolant came out of the system when they pulled the head or loosened the head bolts, whatever. I wasn't there when they did it. I was just hearing what the tech told me. So they got that replaced, but they never had the exhaust replaced. They said, oh, all that stuff will burn off. You know, trying to think the name of the part there, but the cone that the DEF sprays on to clean the exhaust, that had, you know, over 1,000 gallons of coolant run through it. My concern was, hey, you had all this go through it, it ruined the life of that filter. Why don't you replace the exhaust? Oh, well, you know, that's, you know, $20,000 to replace that exhaust. We're not, you know, Chevy doesn't want to do that. They said you'll be fine. The very first day I got that truck back, check engine light. With the check engine light complained about the filter. Took it back to them. They did a regen, cleared the codes. Next day, took it out for a spin, check engine light again. By that time, I bought a code reader and kept looking. Yep, it's that stupid complaining about the exhaust and the DPF filter. So I just cleared the code out and I got rid of the truck. I wasn't going to spend the money. I should have just deleted it. Other than that, it was a really good truck. Love the 10-speed in it. I had airbags put in it. I was doing hot shotting because when I got in my accident in 2015, I couldn't walk for many years and had an opportunity to try to get back out on the road, make some money. And so I started by doing hot shotting, and that way I don't have to. I was working with a lot of PTSD issues from my accident that did take quite a long time to get past. But if you muzzle through it, you can work over your PTSD. I'm not saying everything you can work over with PTSD, but yeah. So I got into hot shotting, did that for about a half a year, and then went out and started buying trucks. And you know, that's what it is. And this Ford here I bought as a backup when the Chevy kept being in the shop. Before I had the heads pulled and all that stuff done, I went and bought this and started using this. Ford has the best diesel truck. I don't care what anybody says, but when you have a system with DEF and Chevy and Ram, aka Dodge, Chrysler, they don't do a parked regen ever unless you take it to a shop and then they do a forced regen. So you have to drive that thing in order for it to regen. Now, the Ford, if you are at a light or you're stopped and the truck's running and it needs to do a regen, it will start the regen process while being parked. I've had zero problems with this F350. I have 131,000 miles that I put on this truck when we bought it new. And the only thing I've had to do was change the oil, change the filters, rotate tires. I do have brand new tires on this thing. They last, the original ones I had lasted 120,000 miles. I've only got not even 10,000 miles on the new tires. Amazing. The alignment's still good. This truck does have the gooseneck setup aftermarket. And then it also has airbags in the back, just like what I did with the Chevy. And that came from the factory like that. Totally nice. Or I should say factory. It came from the dealership like that. They put all that on. But it's been a great truck. Now, I would have taken the Classic down, but I don't feel like jumping everything out of one truck into another truck. It's just easier to throw everything in the pickup. So that's why I'm taking the pickup today. Oh, crap. Yeah, I forgot. Here I am chatting, not paying any attention. I gotta take this exit. I hate that we have a Buc-ee's here. This originally was supposed to be a truck stop, but Buc-ee's came in and paid off some of the representatives in Springfield, and the truck stop that was going to be in here did not win. And then, of course, they put in these stupid roundabouts that half these people don't know how to drive in. So we'll see if the Coronado is parked or not when I get there, or if he took it out. But this section right here, they've actually had to lower this wall because people wouldn't drive close or over on the bricked area over at this roundabout, and then they'd wind up damaging their trailer, their rim, and their tire, because it would kept rubbing because they didn't have enough distance on that. They actually reworked that part. So all them people who don't know how to swing wide, it's a flipping trailer, keep them from damaging their equipment, which happened a lot. I mean, you got Prime and CTI. That's another couple companies that are out here, but yeah, a lot of the mega carriers over here in Springfield, the ones where, oh, come get your license and sign your life away, and you'll have to drive for us for a year, and you can make all this money, promising them the world and then delivering on nothing. And Prime is one of the worst trucking companies to work for. A buddy of mine from Maryland, he had a CDL, he did hot shotting. He went over to Prime, got himself a lease truck. He's been in the hole ever since. But his year is up next month, so he's already looking to go elsewhere, turn his truck in, and he's going to have to deal with all the extra damage fees that Prime's going to put on all his money there. He just doesn't understand. He should have just stayed a company driver instead of drinking that Kool-Aid to get a lease truck. I'm not going to mention him. He's a really good person, and I understand why he did what he did, but the way Prime runs, you're doing more deadhead than you are loaded miles. You refuse a load, they make you pay for it. I don't care what anybody says. They make you pay for it. They will make you sit and just lose out of money. And I guess I can give a little insight. Is I pulled Prime Freight. I actually had my own truck leased onto Prime, where I used my authority, not Prime's, my own authority with my own truck pulling their freight. I made good money back in 2007, 2008, 2009, all the way up to 2012, when I decided to get out of trucking for a minute And but I made good money. But I seen everything that happened to everybody who worked for Prime, who leased a truck with Prime. So I know quite a bit about Prime. And I wouldn't recommend it unless you got to get your CDL and you can deal with it, but do not drink the Kool-Aid. Do not do a lease purchase. You will not make money. Prime knows this. That's how Prime built their business. I mean, if you check back years ago, Prime bought hundreds of units of Freightliner and then didn't pay, which is why they run under New Prime Inc. If you ever do some investigating on them, they screwed Freightliner over really bad. And of course, he got to keep all the trucks. And then you got into the model of, oh, we'll just buy these trucks super cheap, we'll mark them up, we'll lease them on. When the driver doesn't work out, we take and clean the truck, we put another driver in it. That truck is constantly being paid for, and that's how Prime built their huge empire. I mean, I'll give the man credit. I mean, he's rich. He's rich at the expense of a driver. Does Prime care about you? No, they don't care about you. All they care about is that truck's rolling, making Rob Lowe money. Well, the truck is there, but the trailer it was connected to is not, so yep, that's what it is. And that's okay. Truck needs a bath too. Alright, y'all, I'll continue this video here when I get done. Alright, y'all, I'm back. Got most of all my belongings on this trip. You never really realize how much stuff you got until you empty out the truck. That's a hot one today, too. especially the blower motor here. It is flipping hot out. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. We're already at 92 degrees. Humidity's up there. My buddy did get that house in Florida there to live and compete with the Joneses down there, so the neglect of a lot of things already gave me that pre-warning a couple months ago. Sucks. I mean, he says, you know, the business will still be up here and that he'll come back once a week when he finds somebody that he can trust. I'm like, I'm the only one that hasn't burned you, but all right, buddy. You know, I guess I gotta get in a couple accidents that would be my fault and damage all the equipment like all the other drivers done to get his trust. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not really gonna talk bad about him. He's just wanting to move to Florida and, you know, neglecting everything else and everybody else. It's not close to, you know, not his immediate family. I get it, man. It's whatever. But I'm just tired of it affecting my paycheck, because I mean, he still hasn't yet to reach out to me or via phone, via text. Truck was dirty though. He never did like me getting it washed. And it looks like that right steer axle looked like it was leaking. No, it wasn't leaking. It's just the mechanic who replaced that wheel seal did a crappy job on cleanup, just kind of threw it all together, and no matter how much I wiped it off, it would come back just like that. It was not leaking though. It is a nice truck, don't get me wrong. I'm not a huge fan of the Coronado. Well, maybe the Coronado 132 SD, the ones that a lot of people make gliders out of. But the 122, people really don't make gliders because of the shorter hood. 2015 is a junk motor. I don't know, maybe it'd be a good motor if you deleted it, allowed the engine to breathe better, maybe, I don't know. I can't find somewhere to lease the truck onto, and I would like to lease that truck on somewhere, but I'd prefer if I'd be home daily, where I wouldn't be sleeping in the truck, just for right now, just because, I mean, I've already thrown a bunch of money at the truck, getting all the mechanical done, and now I'm starting to work on all the interior, and it needs a lot of love. And then once the interior gets done, then I'll start working again on the exterior, beautifying it, you know, putting I'm thinking 7 or 6 inch pipes, straight pipes on that. And, you know, of course it'll be getting a new paint job, the entire truck, cabin frame, maybe some new glass. Maybe I'll put new glass in it. Not that it needs it. Now, in another video that I'll be doing, which will probably be posting well after this, is I bought some new shocks that I want to put on the Classic. Not that the existing shocks were bad, but I got a good deal on them, so might as well get them done, and that should be it. So I'll probably do a video of changing them out. Maybe I'll record one for doing the fronts, and then one for doing the front axle and the back drive axle. Just one side, because it would be a really long video. Especially since I'll be probably doing everything by hand, with hand tools, not power tools, which would probably make my life easier. I don't know, maybe go over to my pastor's house and use some of his power equipment, maybe record there. But I know he's got a lot of things going on with the church, the ministry. A lot of churches are doing revivals, week-long revivals that our pastor, he is very involved with the community, with other churches. Bruce is a really, really good person. You couldn't find a better person. You know, everybody that's at our church, awesome people. Love our church. Hopefully you liked the little driving videos I did, a couple videos before this one here. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, kind of help me out. As soon as I can get 50 subscribers, I guess I can start doing some live chats, which I'd love to do. You know, until I get signed on with another company. May do some driving videos. Of course, it'll be bobtailed, I guess. I may take a look at maybe doing flatbed again. I don't know. Call my buddy, see what he's got for step decks. See if he's got a 53 step for me. don't know if I want to deal with the heat and everything right now. I'm not getting any younger. And if my authority was still active, I could probably just, you know, be a power only for maybe Amazon, which is out here in Springfield, pulling that freight. I don't know, there's pulling containers from Kansas City down to Springfield, or Kansas City to St. Louis and back. Don't know if I really want to haul containers though, but do what I gotta do. What I would love to do though is do some farming stuff, do more specialized freight. You know, I've chatted with Steve at FSC Trucking, you know, about, hey, wouldn't mind jumping in some of the oversized and specialized freight you guys got going on if you could use a driver. It's dependable and reliable, but haven't really heard anything from Steve, and that's fine. Steve's got other things going on, and you know, same thing with Crystal Miller, Tim Gentry. You know, they all have stuff going on. I reached out to Tim a couple months ago, and Tim Gentry has yet to reach out to me, and that's fine. Like I said, I'll probably catch him over at GBATS, unless I wind up working and I can't go to it, but or the truck gets sold. One of the options there. GoPro's doing pretty good here, driving, being in the truck here with me. And of course, just as I said that, to do good and not overheat, it shut down. Oh man, I don't know why GoPro can't make a good device that doesn't overheat so bad. Now, I do have a battery in this thing, but I do have the external power set up on this, so maybe I'll just pull the battery out. It really doesn't need to be in it, and see if that helps it not overheat. One of the suggestions there that Shimon gave me. When I get back, have them help me unload the truck here and get everything in the house. that, we're home. That'll be it for today's video. Y'all be safe, stay cool. Catch you on the flip side.